Scandal hard. Well, joining us now, Washington Examiner columnist, Republican pollster Kristen Soltis Anderson. Great to have you with us. And nationally syndicated radio talk show host Steve Sanchez. Well, let's go first to the Kristen, the matter of short-circuiting. That looks to me like a huge gift to the Trump campaign and to his candidacy.
Already, voters have overwhelmingly said that they think that Hillary Clinton is not honest and trustworthy. And continuing to hammer that home in this ad by the Trump campaign, I think is a wise move. But I think the smarter part about this ad is the fact that it really links it to national security. When you look at the polls and you ask voters, who do you trust more on the issue of terrorism? The last Fox News poll that came out this week had the two of them tied. If Donald Trump really wants to make the case that he deserves to be commander-in-chief and president, he needs to widen that and create a lead there, that he's the best person to handle the issue of terrorism and national security. And this is a huge weakness on her part.
And Sammy, your thoughts?
You know, I agree with Kristen. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, we're a visual society, and obviously the ad is entertaining, but it's truthful. I mean, just imagine Hillary is Pac-Man. Her whole life, she's chomped up everything around her, the lies, the scandals, and you know what, Lou? She gets away with it.
Well, and this business of saying she's short-circuited, and then actually for a third time lying about those emails. I mean, that expression, short-circuited, plays exactly to the narrative of the Trump campaign throughout, that she's not healthy enough to be the president, that she's unfit for the job, Kristen. By the way, I've just been informed that Donald Trump has taken the stage Michael Pence has taken the stage in Green Bay, and we're going to go there as soon as Donald Trump comes to the microphone to be introduced, of course, by the vice presidential nominee. So, Kristen, what do you make of this? What's going on with the Democratic nominee? How much trouble is she in now?
I think that the big trouble that she's in is that by continuing to not really come clean on this issue, not really make an apology, everything sounds so political whenever she's on this topic, that it continues to prolong it instead of putting it to bed. And certainly I think Hillary Clinton would rather move on to sort of other topics. She'd probably rather move on to making this race about Donald Trump and trying to drive down his negatives. But every time she gives an answer on this that isn't quite clear, it just gives the story more legs and lets it keep going for another week.
Well, it's pretty clear, Steve, to me at least, that now this has moved to Hillary Clinton. This race right now, if Donald Trump chooses to take advantage of the opportunity that's been handed him, this race just became about Hillary Clinton, her record, her character, and her capability to serve as president.
Well, I agree. There's no doubt about it. Look, you know, Hillary, you got to remember, when you talk Hillary, you've got to throw Bill in the loop. I mean, this is a political package. She's learned from the best, the master manipulator. Trump has got to stay focused. He's got to continue to pound home her character, or lack thereof. And if he continues to do that, hits the economy, hits national security, hits the borders, Trump will win. But he's got to stay focused.
Yeah, staying focused. And by the way, that would be made easier. A handful of elites in the Republican Party who claim they're Republicans, at least, whether it be the Koch brothers, who are acting as though they are dyed-in-the-wool Clinton supporters, Speaker Paul Ryan, the Romneys, the Bushes, if they would close ranks, this would be a far easier path, certainly, Kristen, for the Republican nominee.
I may disagree with you there a little bit, Lou, in large part because, you know, I don't think that it's that voters are clamoring to hear what Mitt Romney has to say. I mean, I respect him, I like him, but I don't think that he's necessarily the one that's holding voters back from Donald Trump. I think, unfortunately, this past week, Donald Trump has been focused on...
I'm sorry, Kristen, let me interrupt you. I'm not suggesting that. What I am suggesting is that with the help, the support, and the energy of some of the elites of the Republican Party who are recalcitrant and just downright petulant, let's be honest, if they would get out on the campaign trail and support the nominee as they would any other nominee, in which they, by the way, they promised, every one of them running in the primaries, promised they would do so. Each one of them has broken a promise, and it's time to make good on those promises. I'm talking about the support and how that could change the energy on the ground.
You know, I think I respectfully disagree that I think there are these folks that they may have made that promise, but I think they view Donald Trump as having engaged in a hostile takeover of their party. And so I'm sympathetic.
I don't even want, I want to tell you what, when a person breaks their word, I don't think that's, in politics, there is certainly no excuse for it. So I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you. They have a responsibility. They took, many of them, money. They wasted the time of the Republican Party as well. Steve, you get the last word here as we wait for Donald Trump.
You know, I agree with you, Lou. I mean, here's the bottom line. The Koch brothers, many of the Republican establishment, they're elitists. They never wanted Trump. They don't want Trump now. And if they want unity and they really want to beat Hillary, which I doubt they really want to beat Hillary, to be intellectually honest, they're showing that. Then they've got to unite. They want Trump to unite. They want Trump to endorse, but yet they're not willing to do the same thing. The American people are smart. That's why there was a Trump movement. That's why there was a Sanders movement. They're tired of the global elite, Republicans and Democrats, pushing them around. It's pretty simple.
Steve, thank you very much for being with us. Steve Sanchez and Kristen Soltis Anderson. We'll be talking with them again here later in the broadcast. We're waiting on Donald Trump in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Mike Pence on stage, and now introducing Trump. Trump set to step up there moment. I want to go to, let's listen to the vice presidential nominee.
It was, okay, well, you know, it was long and it was late. I mean, but it wasn't just that, though. It was just the same old, same old. Did you notice that? I mean, more taxes, more spending, more borrowing, more bailouts, and more Obamacare. And just this week in Omaha, did you hear about that? I mean, the Democrat nominee accidentally spoke the truth. Did you hear about that? She actually said in a speech, I got the quote right here, she said, "We are going to raise taxes on the middle class." She accidentally spoke the truth, but she quickly corrected it. And really, just earlier today, I heard that she was called out by the press for saying that the FBI director hadn't concluded that she had been dishonest and mishandled emails. And what she said today was that she had short-circuited her remarks. Well, let me say, men and women of Wisconsin, for the sake of our security, for the sake of our prosperity, for the sake of preserving the highest standards of integrity in the highest office in the land, let's decide here and now that Hillary Clinton will never be elected president of the United States of America. I mean, they tell us, guys, I heard in that speech, they tell us this economy is the best that we can do. The morning after Hillary's speech, official Washington put out the numbers.
Well, as we listen to Mike Pence talking in preparation to introduce Donald Trump tonight, and who is expected, by the way, to endorse there in Wisconsin, of course, Speaker Paul Ryan. Let's go to American Conservative Union Chairman and Trump surrogate Matt Schlapp joining us tonight. And still with us from Phoenix, nationally syndicated radio talk show host Steve Sanchez. Matt, first let me say good evening to you. And they're going after the short-circuited statement by Clinton today, and her again triple down, if you will, on lying about having been truthful to the FBI. It's like a gift from Hillary Clinton to a campaign that was having some bumps and taking on a few bruises.
Look, this is a big night. I think it's an important step in Wisconsin. This is go time. This is time for us to all realize what the choice is. And I feel like I have oxygen in my lungs when we're talking about the real issues, like the fact that Hillary Clinton just this week, on several occasions, more than one occasion, basically took what the FBI director said in his testimony before Congress and lied about it, rearranged it, took it out of context, said it meant the opposite of what he said. I mean, it's unbelievable. Many of us saw this video that Hillary Clinton put out about Donald Trump speaking with all these visions of little kids watching him on television, and they finally responded to that tonight, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, let me say, I mean, let me say the word that you didn't articulate. She lied 3 times about lying.
That's right.
Today, the 3rd. And she said she short-circuited when talking with our Chris Wallace on the Fox News Sunday broadcast. I mean, that plays straight into the Trump-Pence campaign narrative, which is that she's not fit to be president either because of her conduct, her ethics, or, in fact, her health.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look, this interview with Chris Wallace is a really big deal because either Hillary Clinton lives in her own world, which is very dangerous because she seems to be insulated from the truth and from what's actually happening out there, or she is a kind of a pathological liar. And at the same time, they're trying to make the
there are millions of people
case,
right now, Matt, saying, kind of?
You're right. You're right.
Come on.
You're right.
And this issue of Steve Sanchez, I mean, the expression short-circuited, that is a gift, is it not?
Well, sure it is. Look, where I come from, Lou, when you lie, you're a liar. And that's what Hillary Clinton is. You know, liar, liar, pants on fire. That's the reality, and America knows that. I'm tired of Republicans apologizing for Hillary Clinton because the truth is everybody wants to be so darn politically correct. In my book, you lie, you're a liar. Hillary Clinton's a liar. She's lied. We've known her for years. And you know what? Look, she doesn't change. And again, what concerns me more than anything, Lou, is America believes her, or at least half of America.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. 70% of the country says, they don't like the direction the country is going, and yet she's leading in polls. You figure that one out.
She's losing.
Shocking.
She's losing on this question of her integrity. They don't view her as honest. They don't view her as trustworthy. We've got 70% of Americans in poll after poll after poll.
Then why
saying,
in the world then is she ahead, man?
Because
I hear all that, but that starts to sound like talking points because you cannot